We have a strategic plan. It's called Doing Things. That's from Herb Kelleher, the founder of Southwest Airlines, and really a mantra I try to live by. This is the next simple step. I'm Paul Goldsmith. Welcome. It's story time. I want to share with you the latest news from my own entrepreneurial journey. But first, kind of go back in time and share a little bit about how we got here and how you might embark upon your next simple step in your entrepreneurial journey. My goal is to inspire and equip you to take massive action this year, starting right now, on whatever it is you want to accomplish, your own dream. That's yours. There's a lot of gurus out there, especially in the entrepreneurial space, that will tell you how they got their wealth, whether that's in real estate or selling online courses. And that's cool for them, but that's not for me. And it might not be for you because you are uniquely wired to create the things that you're made to make. And that might be different than whatever the guru's selling. And so that's why I share with you where I'm coming from. And you can take the parts that are useful, throw the other parts out. My hope is you'll leave with a bias for taking action. No one is going to tell you to do the thing that you're inspired to create. You have to do it yourself. This is what I figured out. So in 2017, I left my job and my former employer became my first consulting client. I added 2 more clients and all of a sudden was in business for myself. So we packed up the family, moved to Tennessee. Side note, if you don't like where you live or it's not conducive to your goals, move. It really is that simple when you're an entrepreneur. You don't need permission. Just do it because you want to do it. I think that may be the hardest part for many people is figuring out what you actually want. So you have to get curious. And that's why I recommend morning pages, journaling, figuring out what it is you truly want to pursue. And once you have an idea, you don't have to have it all figured out. Just take one step at a time and don't stop. After going out on my own, I quickly realized that being a solopreneur wasn't for me. Now, I didn't regret it. I just wanted to keep moving forward. And so I formed a partnership with 2 former colleagues and we created a fundraising agency. Then in 2020, we took the show on the road to engage with clients. But of course, March 2020, the world shut down. So like so many others, we pivoted to doing all of our consulting on Zoom. And I was so grateful for the partnership at that point because some of my solopreneur business actually dried up. The clients restricted their spending during the pandemic, but the partnership was thriving. And that created even more freedom to grow and dream and create. And the fundraising team continues to grow. We now have a staff of 7 full-time team members and at least that many contractors. With that bias for action and growth, when an opportunity presented itself in 2022 to buy my wife's gym, we went for it. It's a Burn Bootcamp franchise and the team was already in place. Marianne knew it very well. And so we invested in some upgrades and some marketing and have grown by over 100 members. We still are learning a ton about owning a franchise, but it's incredibly rewarding to own a business that is actively changing lives. And personally, I don't know about you, but I don't want to own a business that I don't love, a one that I wouldn't be a customer from if somebody else owned it. Health and fitness are a priority for our family, so that makes this particular franchise an ideal fit. And that brings us to 2024 and the big news. Marianne and I are opening a Salad Works and Fruitable franchise in our town of Spring Hill, Tennessee. It's actually a hybrid concept. Salad Works does those made-to-order salads and soups and wraps and that kind of thing. And Fruitable has customizable acai bowls and smoothies. And I get excited just talking about it because I love that stuff. If somebody else opened it, I certainly would be a regular customer. But because no one else did, here we are doing it ourselves. And it perfectly aligns with my passion for health and wellness and complements the gym quite nicely as well because same kind of people would be customers of both. At least that's my theory. We'll find out and adapt as we go. What about for you? What excites you? What are your interests? Start with what you know and start taking action. I'll just say on the financing side of things, there are so many different ways that I'm learning as I go. And you have to know your own risk tolerance. Never want to bet the farm and lose it. Really important to point out, you don't want to assume income from a new business. So you have to factor your living expenses from existing income and factor a way to pay back any loan you get from the new business. That's got to be baked into the plan from day zero. Everything is figure outable. I can tell you buying an existing franchise business is significantly cheaper than building out a new one. At least that has been in our case. That's where we are. If you're in the Spring Hill area, please stop by the Burn Boot Camp or the Salad Works and Fruita Bowls when it opens. And if you found something useful here, reach out, let me know. I'm at nextsimplestep.com or on X and Instagram at Paul J. Goldsmith. I'll talk to you next time on the Next Simple Step Podcast.